observation, largely on my press conference, and refer to how you felt about it and how your wife felt about it. I think Chairman largely addressed the issue in another way, which was acceptable to me, because we're only having our own challenges that we couldn't have communicated. But I think the effect of my political statement was to the effect that our side had no proper understanding of yesterday's arrangement. However, let me unconditionally apologize to your wife for how my press statement conference came about. I mean, how she felt about it. I mean, I feel bad if somebody said something about my own wife, and it's fair. All right, these are not ego matters. So I'm sorry to your dear wife, and how my press conference was carried out, you felt. I also say sorry to you. I would have utmost respect for you. I will be the last person to run you down. Okay? So I'm sorry. And I'm sorry to your wife one more time. Is that okay?
Yeah, very okay, and we are grateful. Thank you very much.
Very well. That's settled. You have expressed concern about the state of the public purse, the state of the economy, and the need for us as public officers to be mindful of costs. Can you, without prejudice, assure the nation that true to those values you hold dear, you will consistently fly economy, make it a policy at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to fly economy and nothing more?
In my private capacity, when I'm traveling, I fly business, and so if it is a policy of President Mohammed's government that ministers should now travel economy because of the state of the economy, I am happy to do that. And if I can top up with my own resources, as I have been doing already in my private travels, I do travel business, not first class, business. I'm happy to do that. But as I said earlier, in this discussion, we must be more nuanced about it. I believe we can even achieve more savings with the size of delegations, with frequency of travels, with even the kind of airlines,
Please,
that we use.
Honorable nominee, you know, in the past, this whole perception that leader keeps nominees for a long time. I would try to be very specific. So limit yourself as well, so that you don't create more room for follow-ups, which would make your guests uncomfortable and your party members may think I have some personal agenda. So please pay attention and let's have a good conversation. So just to rephrase it, would you want to take a personal decision to fly economy, even if government policy is for you to fly business?
I don't see what that achieves. It's totally unnecessary. I will save costs on travels using other mechanisms. I'll watch the size of delegation. I'll make sure that the kind of airlines will always go for what is competitive, and even per diems and all of those, the kind of hotels and all. There are many ways that we can save money, and those are the matters I will pursue, and we will save even more money for the country. I really don't see where this economy discussion is going to.
No. Please, your question, please. Any other question?
You have become aware that the President of the Republic, our President, recently traveled to the Gambia and the Republic of Senegal by using his brother's private jets. You become aware of that, correct?
Yes.
You are aware that as public servants, we are measured by certain standards, which standards you have a strong view on. Do you think that although there is no direct cost on the states, it is inappropriate for the President of the Republic to be flying on official duties with his brother's private jet?
I have long advocated for the need for Ghana to have a presidential travel policy. And I've said that even in cabinet, it's a matter that I will pursue. And so the ideal situation, if we have a presidential travel policy, in some countries they've even, passed them, enacted them into law, where there are clear guidelines and the do's and don'ts. But now, it doesn't exist, and any day the good people of Ghana will go for a free brother trip as compared to a 20,000 euros an hour chartered jet where the Ghanaian taxpayer suffers.
So you agree with me that though the state did not pay for the president's travel by use of his brother's private jet, it costs his brother money to fund the trip of his brother to Senegal and the Gambia? You agree with me?
Air travel comes with costs, aviation fuel, landing rights, all kinds of fees you have to pay. So yes, it definitely comes at some cost.
In view of that, it is inappropriate for a brother to bear the cost of the president's travel. You would agree with me that it's inappropriate, given the circumstances.
If you can clarify your question, I don't see why you would say it's inappropriate.
I will clarify. Just.
Honorable members, the question is whether it is inappropriate for a brother to sponsor a trip. Honorable members, as for a gift from a brother, you can hardly reject. So to ask the appropriateness or otherwise, I have a difficulty about the question myself.
Mr. Chairman, the nominee wanted me to provide clarity. I will provide the clarity to the question. So the foundation is, in your own words, it is not proper for a president on a $20,000 an hour jet. We need a policy to guide presidential travels. But for the time being, there is no policy. According to you again, the president traveled to the Gambia. That is President John Dramani Mahama, our president, traveled to the Gambia and Senegal by using his brother's private jets. which travel came at a cost to his brother. You've given a breakdown: aviation fuel, the cost of landing, all those associated costs, including meals that are served on the aircraft, salary allowances of the pilots, the air hostess, all those who are hosted, not only the president, all those officials in the aircraft. His brother bore that cost on the president's behalf. Me, I have a patience to tolerate. You don't. You don't. You can't accommodate me, but I can. Don't you think that the actions of Mr. President in the circumstance as available to us was inappropriate?
I do not think so.
Respected colleague, you have told this committee that you used your car loan to buy a combined harvester for the farmers in your constituency. First, I want you to be specific to guide us. You had a car loan in 2013, 2017, and 2020. Please share with us which of them you used in buying the combined harvester. Is it the 2013 one, or 2017 one, or 2021? Because each parliament, an MP is giving a car loan. So I want to know from you which of them you used to buy a combined harvester for your farmers.
I was making specific reference to the 2021.
In fact, the question was specific reference to 2021.
So, may I know from you, the 2021, you see, normally the procedure is this: you will give the name of the automobile company that you intend to buy from. You provide the name to Parliament, and then Parliament will issue the check directly to the automobile company, because the check is not issued in your name. Now, let me ask you, the letter you wrote to Parliament in respect of you drawing this amount for your car loan, how did you draft the letter, and what was the content?
This procedure you talk about is a procedure not known to me. I am aware that there are a good number of MPs, majority on your side actually, who have used their car loans for other matters. You are aware of the reports under former Speaker Okwe, those who use it to pay their children's school fees, children abroad and all of that. And I don't know how they then drafted their letters to automobile companies when they used those monies for school. So some have used theirs to pay their children's school fees. I use mine to buy a combined harvester for my farmers. I don't really see, and my farmers, my rice farmers, are really grateful. So I really don't know about this procedure you're talking about.
Honorable member, and I'm happy that we're having this exercise, and I just want Chairman to pay attention to this. Honorable member, I am being very specific to you. If you say I am aware, at this point I am not on oath. If you say I'm aware some people used their monies for children's school fees, other things, on my side, You see, then we'll be getting into a certain arena. People may not appreciate when I want to now delve into it, provide evidence of those people, then they also come and defend themselves. So I would plead with you.
I'll be happy to provide.
No
I have the
problem.
list.
Okay, that's fine.
I can provide.
That's all right. Then I'll be happy to know. I'll be happy for you to provide. But for the time being, let's deal with you. And then if it pleases you that because you are not the only guilty person and that there are other accomplices, that's fine. Because you are saying that people use it to pay their children's school fees, you use yours to pay for buy a harvester, so blah blah blah. So I am dealing with your situation. I am dealing with your situation. I don't know of others. So I want to know how you procured the combine harvester in Parliament.
Honorable Minority Leader, I will again plead with you. I have a cause to even make an appearance for some members of Parliament before the office of the Special Prosecutor. So if we can veer from this and make progress, it will be in the interest of the entire Parliament of the Republic of Ghana.
Chairman, with respect, I would be very, very firm and I would not allow any attempt for a scene to be created. I'm very guided. I'll respect you. I know what I am doing. I'll be very respectful. Please allow a process to go on. Honorable nominee answered. I'm not bringing this up. He said that in 2021, he used his car loan to purchase a combine harvester. I'm not vetting any other person apart from him. And I'm limiting myself to him, and I'll show him utmost respect as our chief diplomat. Honorable nominee, this combine harvester that you purchased for your people with your car loan, the fact is that the monies are lodged with Parliament. You will need a correspondence to access that money. Please share with us the process you undertook to access that money.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I'm happy to provide that. You do know that in our offices, our RAs are responsible for all of these administrative enterprises. So, Mr. Chairman, if you will allow me, on oath, I do not want to make statements because I don't have those documents here. But I'm able to retrieve them from the office and submit them later, if Mr. Chairman, you will permit.
Honorable nominee, let us all tread cautiously. Be brief in your answers.
Honorable,
yeah, but Mr. Chairman, I'm seeking your your ruling. Am I allowed to submit that later? Because yes, I don't have those letters here.
I don't mind.
Yeah.
To make it available to us later.
Because I didn't drop those letters.
That's all right. So, Chairman, can you talk to your people? It would make the thing mad. Can they be quiet? You. Honorable nominee, whilst we give you time to furnish us with the letters that you wrote to the Clerk of Parliament, did you in the letter state, to the best of your memory, did you state to the clerk that your money, instead of using it to buy a car, which was why the state granted you that amount, instead of using it to buy, you were going to use it to buy a combine harvester?
I've been very open and transparent about my dealings, and I do not want to engage in guesswork. I have said that I will submit all the necessary documents on this particular transaction. So I would not engage in any guesswork. But I volunteered this information. I've talked about it time without number. Everybody in my constituency knows I have nothing to hide about this matter. So I'll submit the documents to you. But for now, I will not engage in any guesswork because I don't have the documents here. 2013,
your car loan, did you access it?
I must have done that.
Can you share with us how you access that?
Again, I'll have to retrieve those documents for you.
Chairman, with your leave, I would stay questions on that to enable our respected colleague to bring documents in respect of how we access his 2013 car loan. Meanwhile, in 2013, you were a Deputy Minister of Education, correct?
Yes, I was.
In your work, you had access to an official saloon car and an official four-wheel drive as a Deputy Education Minister, correct?
Yeah, correct.
At the same time, you had a four-wheel drive purchased for you by Parliament, correct?
But that's a car loan, so I don't know how you are defining that. It is deducted from our salary, so I think that it has to be, the context has to be, the context has to be.
Yes, I would, Honorable Nominee, don't worry. I would be fair as much as possible. Car loan, that's why I use the word car loan. So the ordinary meaning of a loan is that you will pay back. And we know that the car loans that we access, they deduct from our salary within the 4 years. So I will get to that point. Now, when you served 2013 to 2017 as Deputy Minister of Education, on record, you've told the Ghanaian public that you had access to an official four-wheel drive, had access to a saloon vehicle, and then on top of it, another four-wheel drive, which was a car loan from Parliament. Now, when you left office, the saloon car that you use, did you get the opportunity to purchase it?
I didn't put in an application to purchase it. That was available as an option, but I didn't avail myself for it. So I left it behind.
Same with the four-wheel drive you used at the ministry?
Yes, four-wheel drives are not covered under this policy.
Emphasis.
So for emphasis, all my official cars were left behind. I didn't apply to buy any of them.
So as at 2017, the only vehicle available to you was your four-wheel drive that Parliament bought for you, which there was deduction, correct?
Honorable Minority Leader, the nominee keep on saying it is a car loan, and you are using the word Parliament bought for you. Let's not create a different impression in public. So let's restrict ourselves to a car loan before the impression is created in public as if Parliament buys the car for us.
Let's come to 2017. Again, you won election and you came to Parliament. 2017, again, the state made available a car loan to you. Did you access that car loan for your second term in Parliament?
Yes, I did.
Did you buy a four-wheel drive with it or some other cars?
I stayed within the quantum available. So because I had I had the Land Cruiser for the previous term. This time I purchased 2 salon vehicles, but I stayed within the parameters. I didn't exceed. Yeah, because you know that some people do pickups and all of that. Yeah, so.
Honorable member.
Yeah, for clarity.
Yes, with respect to you, please help me by limiting it to only yourself. Because when you say other people, that's where chairman doesn't want me to go there, so that we don't introduce whistleblowers and other people's rights. So it's you now for the time being. Is that okay?
No, it cannot be okay. It's important to put things in proper context. People must know that there are these options available to all of us. People are taking different decisions. Some are doing a pickup, or 2 pickups, or a pickup and a Land Cruiser, or a salon car, and all of that. So it is important to put things in proper context so that the wrong impression is not created.
So for 2017, you used your car loan to buy 2 salon vehicles. You've just told us that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which salon vehicles are you referring to?
A salon vehicle is a salon vehicle. I can provide the details and my CAN number, but I don't want to do that publicly. So I can provide that.
So are you able to provide us with the letters you wrote to Parliament? Which letters you use in accessing those funds to the automobile company where you bought them? You'll be able to provide us?
My RA keeps very good records.
Honorable member,
sure all of
let
that.
Let me straighten the record.
Yeah.
That we've all been beneficiaries of the car loan. Sometimes the automobile company will bring a list or will have a paper, and all those who want to procure the vehicle from that automobile company would indicate their names. So it is not necessarily you writing a letter to that effect. We've all used the procedure. And this is including leadership.
Yeah, so Chairman, if you, I'm willing to follow your direction, Chairman, but I'm happy to provide all of these documents. My RA is a good record keeper.
Honorable nominee, do you know Rukayatu Al-Hassan, a chartered accountant who works with the Controller and Accountant General's Department?
No, the name doesn't ring a bell.
Honorable member, do you know of Louisa Osei, who works at the Department of Public Invested Lands Management Division at the Lands Commission?
No, I don't think I know them.
You'll be surprised if these individuals say they have a close relationship with you.
I'll be very surprised.
Now let's come to Ora. And you indicated, I'm bringing you there because on your CV, sometimes people may not appreciate why we're asking certain questions. If you come to page 1 of your own CV, you stated profile, Member of Parliament for Norton, 4th term. Then you come to summary. Under it, you have chairman, Operation Recover All Loots. So it's on the basis of what you have put on your CV that I'm mounting my questions. So now, share with us. I know it was publicly announced that the respected Domlevo is a member of your committee. The respected Kofi Boachi is a member, and then Mr. Martin Kpebu, a respected lawyer. Sometimes people may have their own disagreement with him, but he's also playing his role in our democracy, and I respect him for what he's doing for his country. We can't always agree. Now, tell us in very clear terms what the mandate of this oral has been.
Our mandate is exactly what Article 41F of the 1992 Constitution speaks of. And Mr. Chairman, with your permission, I'll read Article 41F. Article 41F provides,
Please do.
The exercise and enjoyment of rights and freedoms is inseparable from the performance of duties and obligations. And accordingly, it shall be the duty of every citizen, F, to protect and preserve public property and expose and combat misuse and waste of public funds and property, unquote. So our mandate is to really be patriotic citizens. And I'm so proud that His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama found me worthy to chair this eminent committee, which has the eminent patriots you have listed. Our mandate is simply to serve as a vehicle of information gathering. We've put out hotlines, we've put out emails, we have a website, and we are receiving information which we are compiling in a comprehensive document. We also carry out field visitations, because we don't want to be an armchair committee that just, puts together a report that we cannot verify, which we cannot validate, which is not credible. So we carry out field visits. We've been to a number of places across the country to be sure that the information that people are giving us are indeed accurate, so that we can present a credible, comprehensive report to His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama. So that is what we have been doing, making sure that we prevent the looting, the misuse, the abuse of public property.
Now, you mentioned that earlier that people have been coming to your secretariat with information. So where is the secretariat?
The secretariat, which is really a makeshift secretariat, and we have to express our gratitude using this platform to Her Excellency the Vice President, Professor Nana Jenopoku-Agyemang. We share her office with her. She generously, because she also believes, so passionately in oral, in protecting looting and protecting public assets. She very graciously allowed us to use her office for this work. So that's the secretariat we are using.
You mean her office at Jubilee House?
No, her private office.
Where is this office?
In Cantonment.
Cantonment, okay.
Yes.
Now, this her private office in Cantonment, is it an office that she, because cantonment lands are state lands. So now, this is a private office in Cantonment. Is it an office that she owns or she has rented? Is it something that you know?
Honorable member, the question is overruled. The essence is that she is not the owner. The place was made available. The person who made the place available has been mentioned. How would he, the user, be able to know whether the place is owned or it was rented?
Mr. Chair.
Well, Chair, I can Chair, if you don't mind, just make your work simple, because I have information.
I'm very mindful.
I have information.
I mind.
It's rented. She doesn't own it. is rented. So, Chairman, if you don't mind, so that we don't even create any unfair impression in the minds of Ghanaians, because I work closely with her, and I know the struggle to pay the rent.
She, the person, Professor Nana Opokwajiman, is the tenant.
Yes,
she is a tenant.
Absolutely.
Okay, because that place is a dollar-rated area. So, I mean, yes, cantonment properties, you pay dollars. We know that as a fact. So, I'm happy to hear that the Vice President is able to afford a dollar, rent in cantonment. It means that we can't. We being in public service doesn't mean that we should be poor. That's fine. Anyway,
well, so, Chairman, I'm also happy to observe that the Honorable Minority Leader is aware that cantonment lands are dollar rated. So when some of his colleagues are paying 42,000 cedis for a plot of land in cantonments, he must join my crusade against state capture. So I'm very happy. I'm happy you are introducing dollars into this discussion. Very, very happy about it.
My respected colleague, not to worry. We'll go there gradually. The land in cantonment, you are telling us that some people have been paying 42,000, whatever you call it. Have you been able to find out from the Lands Commission whether they have a standard pricing regime for lands that they sell to the public? Have you found out?
Standard regime how? Honorable Minority Leader, if you can expatiate your question. Standard regime how?
So, to enable one to determine whether a land is being sold at a very low price or a high price, one must pay attention to valuation. So the entity in question, whether it has set its own pricing ceiling, so you pay grounds rent, the actual lease, so, and if so, per acre or per plot, how is that determined? I just want to know from you whether as part of your work you've been able to find out from the Lands Commission whether state lands that they sell, they have their own standard pricing for it.
What I've discovered in the course of my work is that it varies depending on the area. So cantonments varies, range varies. I'm even looking into your own acquisition in Winneba. I have the documents here. It also varies. So it varies all over. I have documents from Tamale as well, which vary. So I don't think there's a standard rate. It varies depending on the place.
Honorable nominee, because you have brought me in, I'm able to find out from you about my properties in Winneba that you know. I want you to share with the public.
This specific one is a lease between you and the government of Ghana on 22nd March 2023. The name Alexander Afenyo Markins for 99 years. This is in Winneba. Yeah, so the official Lands Commission document. Yeah.
Honourable member, do you say 99 years?
Yes.
Because I know as a fact that government land, the lease will not go beyond 50 years.
By law.
By law.
If I can read verbatim, and this is signed by Justice A. Asanguna, Principal Lands Officer in Winneba, and the official search certificate indicates that The search applied for against the land edged red on the plan attached has been made with the following results. 1. The site is not a state land but vested by virtue of LI 206 dated 21st November 1961. 2. The site also is covered by a lease dated 22nd March 2023 between the government of Ghana on one part and Alexander Afenyo Markin on the other part for a term of 99 years. So that is what the search certificate states.
Honorable nominee, just by way of public information, because you provided the LI, now I'll give you a background to Winneba and Gomwa. Winneba and Gomwa have had a long period of land disputes. It went all the way to the Gold Coast Supreme Court. So the entire Winneba land, Kwame Nkrumah, just to bring peace between the people of Winneba and the people of Gomwa, came up with this executive instrument. There are 2 instruments. So in Winneba, every land is vested. All the villages and the Gomwa enclave as well. So I'm happy that you read. The states. Yes.
So state land.
Oh, come on. But the person read, Roxanne, we are doing a serious exercise. I mean, if you guys want us to go the path of partisan politics, we would go there. No. I have been very gentle and respectful. Chairman, you need to talk to your people.
Let's have some order.
Because when we react, then they will take offense.
I beg you, let's have some order.
We have a lot of things to do. I've been calm, quiet, gentle, respectful. They've been doing, I've been keeping quiet. Please, I have patience, but not to a point that a man cannot tolerate. So, honorable nominee, I am happy that sitting there, you've gone digging me, and I'm happy that you brought it here. That Winneba, I want to provide information. Winneba and Gomwa enclave, the chiefs, their lands were all annexed, and they are vested lands. So I'm happy that you read it. And even when the Asafo companies, the Asafo own that area called Ponkwechi, that's Dentifo Asafo, and the Twafo also own the Komfade Kojobedu areas, and some chiefs own their land. But because of the Kwame Nkrumah EI, even if you buy from the chief, and the chief gives you an indenture, you can't register at Lands Commission because of that EI. So everybody in Winneba would have to go and register through a lease with the state. So I'm happy you brought it up, and then I've just explained to you. Now let us go back to your oral work. You have indicated that you are seeking to recover state lands that have been wrongly appropriated. You call it loot. Now, are you looking at all state lands that were appropriated by individuals since 1992, or you are going way down to the 80s, 70s, or you are limiting yourself to recent years? Can you share some light on your mandate? Because you are seeking to recover, which is very patriotic.
Honourable member, I believe this will be in the mandate of.
Yes, so you should share with us.
Ora, the nominee before us is being vetted for a position of a foreign minister. So,
Chairman,
how relevant is the mandate of oral to the position that the nominee is being vetted for?
Chairman, don't start. I hold you.
We are ready. They can go ahead and call your people.
Chairman, you have the nominee himself spoke about Ora. The nominee himself stated in his CV, and I'm asking him questions about it. Then you say it is not relevant. Chairman, I'm pleading with you. I'm according you every respect. Let's have a smooth inquisition. Let's have a smooth inquisition. Honorable nominee, your work aimed at recovering state assets, lands that have been looted, etc. Which period are you looking at?
That is okay.
His Excellency the President has made clear that looting is looting, and it doesn't matter when it occurred. Once information emerges that it was an unconscionable transaction, we should document it. Remember that I have said that our work is with phase 1, information gathering. When we have presented our report to the President, phase 2 will kick in. That's where the Attorney General will take control, and we'll be looking at the recoveries, the actual retrievals, and if there has to be even prosecutions. Because remember that Oral's work is not only about properties. We also have the financial aspect, the causing financial loss to the state. So it's a more broader concept than often it is made to look.